we're live. I believe we are live. Hello, if you are catching the replay on this. As you can see, I'm in these streets, the real streets in these Tallahassee streets today. Hello to you, and welcome to the G Tribe community. Welcome to Gigi Naturals Homestead. So glad to see you all. When you are coming in, please let us know where you are tuning in from in the world, and we will be glad to comment right back to you and show you some love as you are showing us love as well. Hello, everyone. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, African Dreaming fam. How you doing? Good to see you guys. Hello to my Renaissance grandma. How are you doing today? So good to see you. Hello, Cheryl Faulkner. How you doing, sis? So good to see you. Uh, Tuning in from Decatur, Georgia. How you doing? Good to see you. This is not going to be a super long live today, guys. Hey, G Tribe fam, coming in. Hello, Shakira. How you doing? Let everybody know where you're tuning in from. Don't have to tell your city if you don't want to. Just tell your state if you want to. Or just say I'm in the South, or I'm in the North, or I'm out West. Hey, whatever you want to tell. How you doing? Good to see you. Hello, LP. How you doing? So good to see you in the chat today. R. Barnes. Hi, my friend. How you doing? Ooh. Can y'all see how scratched up these glasses are? I can't. I like, they are the worst. I will never buy glasses from that place again. And that's supposed to be the fancy place. Never will I buy glasses from there again. My frames are fine, but the lenses are stretched like you cannot even believe. I can't even see anymore out of these things. But anyway, quality matters, right? Quality matters. Yes, it does. Hello. My Renaissance grandma, hollering at African Dreaming. Erica Taylor, how you doing? Good to see you. Let me focus real quick and get through this traffic, y'all. Let me make it to pick up my friend, my homie, my ride or die, better known as Eco Neighbor. Going to pick up the man. I just had to leave the post, just had to pick up some stuff from the post office. So I just wanted to come in real quick and do a chat with you guys. It's the beginning of the year, and the weather, I don't know about for you guys, but the weather is, we can definitely feel the change happening. Green grass grows. How you doing? I see somebody hollering at Badass. How you doing? Good to see you. The weather is definitely changing for us. I'm in a hoodie today, but that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. I almost went and bought me a short sleeve shirt. So yeah, our weather is definitely changing. And hi, One Busy Mama. How you doing? Good to see you. And for that reason, we start to put our seeds in the ground, right? And I was just thinking, a lot of us spend a whole lot of money. Y'all tell me in the chat, how much money? Ooh, somebody's smoking, like, not cigarettes either, and it's loud. Like, let me see if I can turn this. I don't want to get no contact. I ain't even did nothing wrong. Let me see if I can turn this so that the outside air ain't coming in. Ooh, y'all. Woo. They almost got me without my permission, y'all. But anyway, tell me, how much money do you all put into your garden? Let's start from building the foundation. If you're one that does garden beds, if you prefer to do raised garden beds, How much are you paying? Or are you really, really creative with making your garden beds? But tell us, how much money are you actually spending in making these garden beds? I can remember when I made, well, Eco Neighbor would normally make the beds, but when I made the garden beds back in 2020, the smaller garden beds, I know wood at the time in making the beds, I was spending probably 30 something dollars for one board, right? I was spending probably 30 something dollars. And so now the prices of wood are even higher. And I could get them, at the time, I could get them to cut it for me. Green Grass Grows said at least $1,500 to $2,500 per year, including seeds, trees, and starts. Okay. Who else is spending bukus of money? And Green Grass Grows also let us know, how much do you feel like you're getting your value worth back out of that? Are you eating it? Is your family eating it? Are you selling it? Are you doing anything else with all of this money that you're putting into your garden? Are you doing anything else? Does that include feed for your chickens? Anything for the cows? Kind of give us an idea of whether that is going to include all of that other stuff as well. Because I know I was at a point where I was really doing the most with buying a bunch of soil. There were times where I would buy, hundreds of dollars in soil. Hi, Miss Native Cherokee, how are you doing? And I was doing that because I wanted to like build up our soil. We had that red Georgia clay. And so I wanted to kind of build up our soil and like, because it's going to take a while for the food scraps and all of that stuff to break down that we're putting out there, right? And so I would spend the money on bringing soil in order to have the raised beds. And one day I was adding, and I was just like, why am I spending so much money? Why am I spending so much money on this? Badass Thing said, my garden is a 75 by 35 and it's in ground. The land used to be a horse pasture. Okay, hold on. Let me turn and I'll get back to reading your comment. So I know that soil is extremely fertile if you had horses over there. I know that's extremely fertile. Eco Neighbor, if you are watching, I am pulling up, my dear. If you want to come out, if you're watching. Parking lots are dangerous, y'all. You have to be careful. All right, so I may spend about $20 to $30 for seeds. Tell us how you do that. Tell us how you do that. Like, where are you buying seed? And what type of things are you planting that help you to only spend $20 to $30? Help some people, because everybody is not on the same level when it comes to what they have to spend. So if you could help with that, let us know where you're getting your seed from, all of that stuff. That would be great. That would be really great if you could tell us. Hi, Brother Lawrence, Miss Native Cherokee, how are you doing? Okay, Cheryl Faulkner said, I got raised beds. The beds are prefab. Okay, I got 4. They were about $130. Then filling them with dirt and black cow, $100. Seed from Dollar Tree, maybe $500. Um, I reuse the beds year after year. All right, so Miss Cheryl, are you so when you got these beds established, right? When you're using, are you able to, like, how much are you spending on fertilizers and that sort of thing? And also, are you eating it? Are you eating the stuff that you grow? Is your family eating it? And if not, what are you all doing with it? Are you helping other people? Are you selling it beside the road at flea market? Like, what are you doing with it? Are you eating it? Hi, Sylvia. Never fit, never quit. How are you doing? I spent about $1,000 at startup, the beds and pots. Now maybe, $100 because I can't stop buying seed. The most I spend on soil now is the cost of a couple of bags. Okay. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. I thought I put the link down there if anybody wanted to jump up here with me and talk about it. Um, Bell's Backyard Garden. Hi, Bell's Backyard Garden. How are you doing? Good to see you, sis. And Badass Stain said, I buy. Ooh, I dry my own seeds also. That is wonderful. That's wonderful. I buy seeds from Home Depot, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and farm supply stores. Okay. Okay. I missed the original question. So the question that I was asking Lisa, y'all, if you see Lisa Williams here in the chat, when I did that video last week, that's whose garden I was in. So when y'all were like, "Oh wow, your friend's garden is so nice," that's her. It's Lisa Williams. It's her. I'm calling her out. It was her garden. Her garden was fantastic, and she is growing so much stuff. And it was actually like on that at that time, her garden was not even like in full swing. You know, she was having stuff that had gone. It was past the time for it, past the season for it. But Lisa, what we were talking about is how much did you spend in building your garden beds? I know the little four-way blocks that you have to connect the wood for your beds. The last time I looked, they were like $8 each. And I don't know if perhaps I was looking in the wrong place for those, but I decided against it because if like 8 times 4, 32, right? It would have been $32 just in those blocks. And then having to buy the wood. So if you could share with us, like, I know you are good with really with money saving tips and things like that on how you can do things. So if you can tell us a little bit about how much it costs to build those beds, and also, are you eating this stuff? Is your family eating it? Are you selling it? Like, what are you doing with the food? Because you grow a lot of food. So that question is to everybody. You know, how much are you spending on building these garden beds, and are you eating it? I remember growing up, and my mom was like, we used to beg for everything. I don't know if y'all were the kind of kids where you would see something and just because you saw it, you wanted it. And my kids are they were still the same type of kids growing up, you know, just because they saw something, honey, they wanted it. They wanted to have it. So I remember her always saying, I'm gonna give it to you, but you better eat it. And mamas back then meant exactly what they said. They meant exactly what they said. You better eat it. If I give it to you and you don't eat it, we're going to have some trouble. Cheryl Faulkner said, well, the fertilizers are also for my indoor plants. So the cost is maybe $150. I use and eat the few things that I do grow. Okay, good for you. Urban Gardening Chronicles. How you doing, friend? Good to see you. Yes, we eat most of the things from the garden. I also can a lot of food from the garden. So we sell and some goes to the chicken. I also spend about 100 to 200 per year because I expand every year. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And y'all eat it. Y'all eat it too, Miss Native Cherokee. That's wonderful. Do tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, squash, string beans, and we eat it. Nice, nice, nice. And we share when we have extras. That's going to be really, really important. And that was a big part of this live stream, is to say we're going into we into a new year. We're not going into it. We're already into a new year, right? And a lot of us, we get really excited. We do a ton of starts, and then we'll put them out too early or something like that, and then the starts will have trouble. This is supposed to be more of a make sure that you're focused on when is the proper time to put your things out. Make sure that you are growing enough. You really need to be growing enough in order to share with other people. Make sure that your family members, your friends, some people, because there are going to be a lot of people who are hungry. There's going to be a lot of hungry people on the street. And then, some of them may not even be accustomed to eating a bunch of fresh things. But if you just do your part and make sure that they do get, you gonna drive? Okay. Let me switch, y'all. Let me hold on. Let me go to the other side and change the camera. I'll be right back. Yeah, I got some food because I knew you were gonna get something. I some chicken on the way home. Well, I don't know if you're gonna want to do that, but I mean, I don't know. I just said I don't know if you're gonna want to do that, but making sure that you are growing enough so that you can share with people, because we're gonna go through a situation. It's gonna get pretty ugly, to where a lot of people are not going to be able to have access to this stuff. It's gonna be so tough to just have access to the fresh things that we grow. And a lot of people are really paying attention. If you're a content creator, a lot of people are. Hi. Hey. Hello. Not today. Hi, Eco Neighbor. Some chicken. Say hello. What's up? What's up? Okay. That's all I asked. Jeez. Oh, what kind of chicken is here? Well, there are some wings in there. There's some pork chop in there. Where does come from? The pig. Oh. So you can stop and get something. I knew you were gonna see. He's so picky. He's so picky, whiny, complaining. And that's the crazy thing. Well, that's why I got the pork chop. I didn't know you were gonna complain about the pork chop even. But anyway, y'all. We're gonna get to a point where people can't be picky anymore. Till then, I want to keep what I can get. Till then, I want to shoot. Hi, Joshua. How are you doing? Bro, man, be working. Shucks. Playing around. But we're gonna get to a point where we are really, where it's gonna be really important. If you're a content creator and you're putting it out there, like, people are seeing us. People are really seeing us. And people after a while, once you start doing more and more videos, people start to come and let you know that, hey, I see you. I saw what you were doing. Where are you? I need some of this fresh food. Because just like with the whole situation right now with the eggs, with the chicken mamas and chicken daddies being the most popular right now, people, the chicken eggs and chicken and all of that is not going to be the only thing that is out of reach for the average working people. You know, the lower class, the lower class, they always survive. Always survive. We know how to survive. That's one thing we know how to do. The middle class folks, you know, we a lot of us came from that lower class, poor, working poor status, and then kind of worked our way up a little bit in the up the ladder, but still we have been comfortable for a very long time. And you know, it's going to get uncomfortable for us as well. I gave away so many watermelons. Go ahead, badass thing. Gave away so many watermelons. I was even taking them to work every day. And that's so important. You would be amazed at how many people are there on your job who still don't have access to fresh fruit and vegetables, because they're literally, by the time they get their paycheck, it's gone. It's already accounted for. You got money allocated for your rent or your mortgage or wherever it is that you live. You got light bills, you got water bills, you got all of these different bills. And by the time you get to the end of the weekend, it's like, dang, what happened? I just put in 40 hours. I just put in 80 hours for this. And now that I get the check, by the time I can even get the check good, it's already allocated
But
to
these
other
last
stuff.
$2, not gonna lose. Last $2.
Honey, you better be real good. Hi, Grace Guys. How are you doing? You better be real good. Hi, Glass Promised Land Ranch. How are you doing? I love this conversation. Been lurking while driving. All right. Hey, Kathy B. How are you doing? They're saying, hey, Eco. Hey, Eco.
What's up?
Thank you, Bell's Backyard Garden. Let's get the number of likes to match the number of folks in the room. Listen, okay. Hi, Andy. How are you doing? Hi, Cassandra South Fulton Garden. How are you doing? Good to see you. And so, as we, did you lose it? As we get to the point where a lot of people are going to be needing our help, you know, a lot of us, even myself, have said, you know, you can't get this, you can't get that from me, you can't get this, you can't get that. We need to go ahead and start putting in, sheesh. I thought I had it, but raggedy roads. But a lot of us have said, you know, you can't get this, you can't get that. We need to go ahead and start, those people that are coming out of the woodwork, go ahead and encourage them to help out with your garden. You know, bring them into your garden so that they can put in something. You can't just come and take from people. You have to put in something, give something for the cause, because people are going to be, by the time it gets really bad, people are going to be like, nope, I worked too hard for this to just give it away. So you're going to have to keep on moving. So if you're listening and you're not a gardener, if you're not helping somebody, if you're not putting something in, it'll probably be in your best interest for you to go ahead and put something in so that people are not turning you away from eating out of their garden. So that's one of the things that we as a family community, we've been trying to work on for the last few years, is to make sure that whoever has a garden, we go and put in some time into it. We go and put in some work into it, and then whoever wants to come and to benefit from our garden, come on, put in some help, put in some work, because if you don't, then you're going to have people saying that they can't help you. So everybody has to put in something. You have to benefit people from one place or another. Sorry, the chat jumped all the way down. I used the garden blocks, and they're actually $3.18 at Lowe's and Home Depot. I used lumber that I had on hand, but also bought some. Each 4x4 box costs around $20. Lumber prices increased. Yes, they increased greatly. Because Eco Neighbor, how much is one? What did we get? 2x4x8? Was it 8 feet? Our beds, the ones that I was building back in 2020.
Oh.
2x4x8. So how much does something like that cost?
There's 2x6 and 2x8.
2x6 and 2x8.
Yeah.
So how much does something like that cost today in 2023?
Maybe anywhere from high teens to low 20s dollar per board.
I paid $30-something back in 2020, so that's not. We're not talking about the same board.
We must not be talking about the same.
What boards am I talking about? I think they were 8 feet long, though.
No, the ones I'm talking about, they were 8, but they were 2x6 and 2x8s. We bought 2x8. Unless you bought some 2x10s, you probably bought some 2x10s. 2x10 by 8. Now those are much more expensive.
I know it was $30-something.
Maybe a 2x10.
Okay, so I was just building the wrong stuff.
No, you trying to get me to remember something that happened a year ago.
That was 3 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm just asking. Like, because I know you've been buying.
Yeah, but prices kind of has stabilized a little bit now with the wood.
I put gas in already.
Yeah, but I'm looking for my phone. I thought you were online.
I am.
Oh,
sorry. All right. I was minding your business.
There you go.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Yes, I eat from my garden. I also give some of my veggies away. People ask to buy as well. Okay. And see, something like that can be it can be an extra source of income, particularly, if you are someone who may be in between jobs, or if you're retired, for example, and you want a little something extra. If you have chickens, it does not cost that much to raise chickens. Yeah, it's gonna cost you a little bit of go around and make sure nothing has eaten them overnight. It might cost you a pen or a little, making a chicken coop or whatever. But once you're doing that, I was just in the post office. Let me say this first. Once you're doing that, you're constantly being fed by these chickens. And for a chicken feed, we do a variety of things, but with buying feed alone, I think we spend probably less than $15 for a big bag of chicken feed per month. And then on top of that, we leave some of it down on the ground so that it is growing. It's growing for us. We can go through and we can snip a whole bunch of the greens that are out there. And those greens, actually, the chickens love them. So anything that is growing from the feed that gets left on the ground, especially if you move your chickens. Now, they're going to scratch where they are. But if you move your chickens to a different place and just leave that area alone and let the greens grow, the chickens absolutely love all of the grasses. There was like sunflowers. There was sunflowers. There was some just regular wavy grass, and there was corn growing. So there was a variety.
You've been doing good here lately because your big bags actually been lasting about almost 2 months.
The big bags have.
Yeah, because I think we've been incorporating other things, like scraps and
Yeah,
things from the yard.
yeah. And there was a somebody had ordered a rooster. I was talking to the worker, and all of a sudden I heard, and I was like, wait a minute, somebody got a rooster, and he was like, yeah, that rooster scared the mess out of me earlier. So people are literally ordering big chickens in the mail. So if you're going through and you don't want to raise, because there's some people. Now, I was talking to a garden friend earlier, and she was like, yeah, I don't want no baby chickens. I don't want to go through, having to worry about getting them to a certain size. I want to go ahead and buy them when they're bigger. And I'm like, yeah, you can do that. If you go to find farms in your area. So if you can find the farms in your area, those farms will typically have big chickens that are already at the laying age. And you can go ahead and take those home, give them a place, give them a comfy spot, and they will start laying for you within a couple of days. Typically, they might act a little bit funny when they're going from one place to another. But for my sister, she bought a lot of, probably the majority of her chickens, other than the ones that were hatched out. After that, she bought them when they were already laying. So it might have taken them a day or two to get adjusted to their new environment. But that's one of the ways that you can go ahead and start getting you some eggs right away. And then, if you pay $15 for the chicken and the chicken is already laying, like, you ahead of the game already. Because how much we paying for eggs? You try to get a flat of eggs. I remember they used to be like $6, and now you can't even get a 12 pack for $6. Juicing with Jay. Callie, bro, how you doing, brother? Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you. I was just on your channel today watching videos with the aggravating dog. Miss Native Cherokee, I'm going to hatch my own chicks from selective eggs from 2 different friends' places. New chicken runs and pen and incubators on the way. Go ahead, Miss Native Cherokee. I found a close farm that will sell me 2-year-old hens too. Yeah, I want them more like, give them to you a little bit earlier, because a lot of chickens are only going to lay for a few years. So if you can find some that are about 9 months old, that would be even better, because you're going to get them at the beginning when they've just started to lay. Some of them will start in maybe a 6-month period. And then you have others that it might take them a little bit longer. So just ask them if they have some chickens that are a little bit younger than the 2-year-olds, because you want them to get to 2-year-old on your land, if that makes sense. Hi, Pescatarian Gardener. How are you doing? Driving and listening and enjoying? I'm glad. So what are y'all planting this year? Oh, I put anybody want to come up and share what you are doing if you got a good internet signal. We only have about maybe 30 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to go. I get the new ones. He gets new ones every year. It's an egg farm. Okay, that makes sense. Have y'all seen the pit bull mixed chickens? Are you kidding me? They lay eggs and protect the property. Badass thing. You always doing that. I'm planning to get chickens and rabbits this spring. I will be calling on my homesteading buddies for help. Lisa, you can always just call. Just send a text message and be like, hey.
And your cash out.
What?
And Miss Lisa cash out too.
Send her cash out too?
Yeah.
Why are you talking but you don't want to be on camera? What's wrong with
I'm just trying to make some money.
I told y'all I'm going to put him on OnlyFans.
Trying to cash in.
Try to. All right. Okay, now. Ordering 2 batches of 150 broilers and 20 more hens. Yay! Green Grass Grows, Triple G. You the Triple G, I'm the Double G, okay? That's what we gonna be from now. Hey, Triple G. Erica Taylor, how you doing, my friend? Says, yes, my friend bought me some bags of leaves that he mulched up, and that will help fill my space that I have added. Everything that you can get, every little bit that people can chip in to help. Listen, those are your people. That's them. They will be harvested when they stop laying. Yeah, that's why I'm saying you want to make sure that you get as much lay time out of them as you can. You want to. Stop looking at me.
What y'all talking about, chicken? What y'all talking about, chickens? I'm trying to figure it out.
Stop looking at me. Sorry, can't speak to everyone. Pescatarian Gardener is driving, but they say hey, sis. but yeah, you wanna get them younger so that they can lay more eggs for you at a longer time period. Eco, are you going to cash out me or charge me a consultant fee? Hi, Dragon Queen number 1. How are you doing? Long time no see. Good to see you. But yeah, if you can get some of those, if you know somebody who cuts grass, for instance, and ask them for their grass clipping. Like out on the homestead, we're not going to be able to use the fish emulsion, the fish water, and all of that delicious smelling stuff that the animals think is so delicious. We can't use that stuff because we don't want to draw that kind of attention to our land. We want them to go on, be just passing through and not stay and try to find something, and then we run up on some of that stuff.
It's
so
like being in the hood, which got your car with some rims on it. You don't need to be parking your car in the hood with the rims on it. Same thing with the fertilizer. You just put your 25, 28s, and 32s around your citrus plants. Watch what happens. You're gonna be sitting on blocks.
Gonna be on blocks.
Gonna be on blocks.
Gonna be on blocks.
Yeah, lean.
Yep, Eco, you used to get in trouble in school for disrupting the class. Bell's Backyard Garden, you already know. You already know.
I ain't saying nothing else. I'm let y'all have y'all live.
This is not anything new.
Because she was the one that was telling them.
This is not anything new. So those people who have, you know, the grass clippings, they trimming people trees, or if you're doing it, you know, take all that stuff and utilize that stuff, because we want to make sure that we're doing as much as we can. All of this wood, I wish y'all could see all of this wood on the back of this trailer that's right in front of us. I'm just like, man, can you drop some of that off at the homestead, please? Hey, Growing with Hudson, how are you doing? Good to see you, sis. Miss Native said, ooh, it's a little jumpy around here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Hold on. I only need a few of the older hens the first year. They will be replaced when the chickens grow up. Doing what I can just to get going until the chicks grow into meat birds. Okay. Young roos or laying hens. That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, I was really just thinking like I grow a lot of stuff. I grow a lot of different varieties of stuff, and I don't want to do what happened last year. And I really had no, I didn't have much of a choice but to leave my stuff. But that still kind of bothered me. It still kind of bothered me because I had to leave. I had just some beautiful purple broccoli. I had the purple. I was on my purple kick last year, and I kind of still want to um, keep going with that theme this year. I want everything purple. Stop it. I want everything purple, and I want to be growing a bunch of purple stuff in the garden. And so I had the I call it the um little spaceship. I had the purple Vienna. Oh my God! It has the little round root and it has the leaves growing out of it. I call it the spaceship. Kohlrabi. The purple kohlrabi. I even had purple kohlrabi growing. I had just all types of delicious stuff. I didn't even get to try it because like I had to leave it. So I was sad about that, but I definitely want to, and I'm glad Tracy was talking about canning up the stuff and making sure that the family is eating this stuff, because this is where we're going to avoid a lot of these health issues that we go through, a lot of the excessive weight, all of that type of stuff. If we just can get to eating what we grow in our garden, we're going to be so much better off, and then sharing that stuff with others, because you're going to be the people that are gardening are going to be the people who are dependent on in the future. I don't know. People weird. You have to fill your beds with leaves, mulch, and sticks, and add your soil. You'll use less soil, and the leaves and debris breaks down and create a healthy ecosystem for worms and good nutrients. Exactly. So if you can get, hi Rambo Green Hands, how are you doing? If you can get some of that stuff from the gardeners, and just ask questions, make sure that the gardeners are not giving you things that's full of these chemicals. People use a whole heck of a lot of chemicals in their grass. So make sure that they're not getting their grass treated or any of that stuff before you put it in your garden. But if you have somebody that you trust and can give you the scraps that they are taking from healthy lawns, naturally healthy lawns, and not ones that are just sprayed down with all this stuff to make them, you know, these crazy greens and all of that stuff. You want to use that type of stuff. We used to also put that into our. Hi, Aoki. How you doing? Good to see you popping in. I'll watch the replay. That's why it's here, sis. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate seeing you. Growing with Hudson said, I'm sorry. It's just jumping. I ain't gonna look down at that. Sure, there's no, make sure there's no chemicals and dog or cat poop in it. Yeah, if you can do that, like that's gonna make it so much better. Like when the customers that Eco Neighbor had, he didn't use all of that stuff. He just took good care of the grass, and even in our yard, he would just make sure that we got the grass clippings, and the most that you were gonna get was some fertilizer for your grass. Put it into our areas where we would compost. We had a couple of areas that we would compost in. One of them, or two of them, were on the ground. And so our compost would break down pretty fast. And we had a good, oh gosh, we had how many feet of compost would you say we had in that back area that was back there near like all the shampoo ginger and stuff?
Well, it was helped with some other compost too. So probably about 2 to 3 feet.
Yeah, so we had a good compost pile back there. And so if you can just be constantly just if you have a place where you can really constantly feed. See, our whole yard was fenced in, so you know, we would only have like some small things that we get in, but not a whole lot of crazy wild animals, you know. We didn't have all of that. We had this one what was it?
Armadillo
No, not the
and
armadillo,
raccoon.
not the raccoon, the other one. The possum. We had this one possum that would come for like it would smell, it would be just roaming around and it would smell my banana water. And one night I caught it licking.
Licking.
It was like licking the container of the banana water because they like that funky stuff. They like it. They like it nasty.
You talking
Grace,
about me?
Grace,
No, you ain't talking about me.
the possum man. Grace Gines, how you doing? Good to see you. But those simple things, those simple tips. If you know, watching the chat, because I can't see everybody's comment. But if you're watching the chat, like take those tips, take those things, and utilize those things because there are some people in here that are doing some fantastic growing, and they will really be able to help you to have a much better garden. So if you're a beginner gardener and you need some, you know, how are people doing this? How did Lisa get that garden looking like that? Then she's telling you some of the things that she does in her garden. You got to make it an ecosystem. You got to nurture your ecosystem that is inside of your backyard or in your containers. If you're container gardening, you can do the same thing. You can make an ecosystem even inside of containers. One of the things that Eco Neighbor would make for us were the worm castle. What's it called? A castle? What was it called? Like a
Tower.
worm tower. So he would make worm towers for us. And we had, you know, good amounts of worms already. But when he made those worm towers, 3 or 4 of them out in the yard, put them in different places near the garden beds, it like helped to make it just really explosive. And we would also use the gray totes, those totes where you can put um, all kinds of food scraps, soil, leaves, just anything that is natural that will break down. One thing that we used to love to put in there is like the cabbage leaves, those leafy green things, like when we trim out in the garden, throw those over in there. And the worms break all of that stuff down so that you can have a much healthier garden. You can have a healthier compost pile. So when you do get that compost popping, your garden is going to explode. And so it'll take a little while, but once you get it going, it is going to be popping. I promise you, your garden is going to be popping. Trying to be, let's see, trying to be a baby cattle. Oh, trying to be a baby cattle baron. I have 4 steers going to be processed, and my Amish husband is breeding milk and meat. Is breeding milk and meat. Thank you, Tracy, for sharing that. See, there are so many of us in here. Just because some of these people don't have channels, you know, to put stuff out there, does not mean that they're not doing anything. So you have somebody like Tracy who is over there really just living it up, doing great things. My confidant, one of the people that I go to on a just about daily basis, you know, talking and sharing things with so that we can get better, we can grow better as a community. So thank you for sharing that, Tracy. Um, I hope the 8 degree here, oh, killed 3/4 of my roly poly population. Mine were bad. Wow. Wow. I compost in black plastic trash cans from Walmart. I also created a worm bin thanks to Stardust too. Look at that. Look at that. Just helping each other grow. Yep. Staying busy here. Girl, just listening now, I can hear that rain y'all having. Yeah, I hope it's raining at the homestead. I hope it's raining there because it be wanting to skip over us. And I'm like, no, come here. Rain. Rain here. We need you. We need you. Okay. Okay. So look and do those things. Order those chickens. Order the older chickens, y'all. Like, don't get caught up in having to have baby chickens. You don't have to have baby chickens. Yes, you're probably going to pay double the price for the older chickens. But if you can get them at an age where they're laying, they're immediately paying you back. They're immediately paying you back. So that's the type of investment that I like. I like the type of investment that is going to give me something for real. Like, give me some money back right now. And when you're buying those older chickens and bringing them in and just provide a safe space for them, you're immediately getting your money back from those chickens. And think about it. If you paid $15 or $20 for one chicken and she's giving you 1 to 2 eggs per day, in a month, you've already made your money back. You've already made it back. So, what? He, he trying not to show y'all his road rage he's having. he having road rage. Yeah, it raining there all this year up in Decatur. Yeah, I hope that we got some of this rain out at the homestead because it makes a world of difference. And just like I have to go out there and for tomorrow. Hi, Chef Pam. How you doing? The scaredy cat gardener. How you doing, sis? Good to see you. Have to go out there and I've been kind of letting some of the old leaves from the frost, when the frost came through, I've been letting some of the old leaves kind of stay around. And so I'm going to clip those within the next couple of days. And I'm going to start my first compost bin. So, oh, you already started one then. Well, my first one, he already started one, but I need to start my first compost bin. And I'm not going to be able to use a lot of the stuff that I normally would. Hi, Auntie Shirley. How you doing? Auntie Shirley said, hello, Eco Neighbor.
Hey, Auntie.
And so I used to use like food scraps galore in the fenced in backyard. I would just have whatever it was that we ate, we would put into our compost bin if we didn't eat it all, whatever the scraps were. And so that is one of the things that helped us to really be really super successful, is to use those food scraps, let them break down. I don't know why there was a thing where some people didn't want to use meat or bones. That was probably like a vegan thing. So if you do eat a vegan diet and you want to feed your animals the same way, you don't want to give them any meat products, then you can do that as well. You can just use the leaves. You can use the no, you can't use that. You can't use the blood meal and the bone meal. You can use some of whatever it is that you eat. I wouldn't recommend, like if you eat soy, I wouldn't recommend putting that in there. I don't even know if that will break down properly anyway, but if you have whatever those beans are, whatever it is that you eat, then just use that and don't worry so much about, not having certain things. There are different ways that you can get nitrogen. You can use the coffee grounds. Jeez, put the coffee grounds. Shredded paper. Yes, yes, growing with Hudson. Put that shredded paper in there. Put those cabbage leaves in there. Um, Ernie Hatmaker, hey friend, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I think the next compost bin I start, I'm using worms if I'm gonna use food scraps. They just didn't seem to break down fast enough this year with so little rain. I keep forgetting to water it. That is a really, really good point. A really good point. So when you hold on. So you can go over to check with the people who are fishing because they're going to know where you can go in order to get the worms. They know where you can get different types of worms and things. So if you have like bait and tackle shops that are around you where people stop to get their fishing gear and fishing supplies, then 99.99% of the time, you're going to be able to find some worms there. Even our Walmart in Tallahassee, they would have a little refrigerator where they would keep the worms. So you can get those worms and you can put them over into your compost, and that will definitely speed up the process for you. It'll help break down, and you don't have to worry so much about just the heat breaking things down. You can have those worms to really help you out tremendously. So that's a really, really great point. Thank you for sharing that with us, Ernie Hatmaker. Thank you so much. Broilers only take 8 to 10 weeks. Yeah, and I hear Tracy tell us. I hear that if you let them go over 8 to 10 weeks, then they're really, really tough. So I've never used them, so I'm gonna follow you on that. Is that true? Tell us about it. I was just in one of the big box stores today. Watermelon has doubled. Yes, everything is going to go up. Bunny came in. Bert Richardson, how you doing? He said, "Hey, Eco."
What up?
Good to see you in the chat, brother.
Be rich.
Be rich in the house. Worms love banana peels. Yes, put those banana peels in there. Anything that you have that you can eat, they will go to town for you. And they grow their population so much faster when you're giving them that variety of good stuff and then make just a good environment for them for things to break down, because they're going to do it so much faster for you. They always do. So we always take some and put some over into whatever we're composting in, or even just in the areas where we're composting, just to really build that population, build that ecosystem up really good. I don't like putting citrus peels in my compost. It seems to mold. You know what? We would put them, and I think you're right, but I think it also, like, we'll put them around our citrus trees a lot, and we would also put them around our blueberry trees because they like acidity. So we would definitely do that. So that's another thing that you can do, and then just cover it, because that's what we would do. We would take our food out and we put them around trees. That's why we only needed to feed our trees like a few times a year, because we were constantly feeding them. We're constantly giving them some food scraps, and then we would just like move the stuff around, and then we would just cover it back up and let it break down up under the leaves and mulch and all of that. Let's see. Hi, Lashes Journey. How are you doing? Um, but yeah, take some of those tips that you're seeing people drop in here, because I'm telling you, you're gonna do so much better. Hi, Black Coffee, how you doing? Get that baby some sugar for me. But you're gonna do so much better in the garden. And then, make sure you're growing stuff that you really want to eat, guys. It's like we grow a lot of stuff because we want to just test it out, and that's okay. That's fine. Grow whatever you want, but grow something that you like to eat first, and then grow that other stuff around it just to test it out, see how it grows, etc. I know for me, I used to grow a lot of stuff where I was just like, "Hey, TLC in the garden, how you doing?" I used to grow a lot of stuff that I just wanted to test it. I just wanted to see how it grew, right? And I wanted to see what it looked like, because I like to see what it looks like when it first comes up. I want to see what it looks like when it gets its true leaves. That's like one of my goals, is always to like know what things look like from different stages. And the way that I can do that is by just trying different things, growing different things, right? So, but now I'm gonna make sure that I'm growing things that we can eat, things that we can jar, can. I definitely want a lot. You know, once I get me a deep freezer or two, some of my eggs went up again. I'm sure they did, because growing with Hudson right now, they can do that. They can do that because they got people at their mercy right now. And so they can do that. They can go up on the eggs, and they can keep on going up on the eggs. And guess what's going to happen? People are going to keep buying them. Instead of boycotting, people are going to keep buying it. If people aren't buying it, then guess what? They're going to bring those prices down so that they can sell them. So in order to get out of that, get you a couple of chickens. If you can, if you're in a place where you can get you a couple of chickens, get you a couple of chickens. If you are in an apartment, there's really nothing that you can do. But if you have some family that has some land, or that has a backyard that will let you put a couple of chickens, you got to do your part. Make sure you go over there and take care of your chickens. They don't need a lot. When you get chickens that are bigger, they take care of each other. They take care of themselves. So we don't really need Black Coffee. Black Coffee is talking about how high the eggs are right now. And she mentioned a giraffe. That's all I'm saying. Black Coffee, that's my girl. Yes. Tracy said, yes, if they go past 8 weeks, the Cornish hens have a lot of mortalities. I had the Freedom Rangers, and some of them went post 10 weeks, and the skin was tough, but the meat, okay. Can I trade my husband for some chicken? Grow with husband. Don't do husband like that. Don't do husband like that. Auntie Shirley said the price of chicken is about to go through the roof. Get them now. Get them. Get them. So if you're in a position where, you can barter with your family, you can barter with your friends, you can barter with anybody to make sure that you can get some chickens and have those chickens on the land. Give them some of the eggs, tell them, hey, you let me keep the chickens here, then I'll give you can take some of the eggs. Let's build up a little stash, and then we can just share the eggs. I'll come and feed them. I'll stop by, and feed them and clean out their space or whatever needs to be done. You can also give them some of the chicken poop, like if they have a garden, and like make compost for them, make a compost bin for them. There's all types of stuff that you can do in order to get somebody to let you put, you know, some birds out in their yard. So do whatever you can, like get creative with it. Really get creative with that thing. Um, because I know anybody, any of the family want to come over and do some stuff, put some stuff out there, come on, let's do it. Because you can do so much better when you're working with other people, when you're working with a team of other people. You can have so much more. And so everybody can be taken care of if everybody just goes ahead and puts in their work. Bought eggs today. Price still not as bad as others. $3.49 a dozen. No limit. Where, chef? Where? Where? I'm in the country and all. Well, yeah, they take advantage of you in the country though. That is fantastic. I mean, that's before I had chickens. That's what I was paying for eggs. So that is fantastic. I should trade my husband for 10 young hens. Good idea, husband. You feeling some type of way for the men, Eco neighbor?
Bark. Chicken, yeah.
But yeah, just get creative with it, and make sure. One of the things that I definitely have to do is I want to make sure that I'm getting more of the leafy greens in. I'm gonna be growing my peppers and tomatoes and all that stuff, and I'm probably just gonna grow an excess number of the peppers and tomatoes this year, just because I want to share a whole lot more. But there's some that I might, sell off to some people as well. Black Coffee said, "Throwback, Eco neighbor." Chicken, chicken head.
Girl, whatever.
Let's see, $3.49. That's good. They are $6.99 a dozen, not organic. Yeah, I was like, y'all out there selling the white eggs for this price? They really was doing it. They really doing it. So, we are about to get on the outskirts of town. So this is where our internet is going to end. But thank you very much for coming in, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for all of those who contributed to the conversation, giving people chicken chores. Take about 15 minutes per day, But yeah, that's right. That's right. They kind of take care of themselves, Tracy. And that's one I would get more of them, just because I know that they sort of take care of themselves and take care of each other. So thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for the ideas and the information that are giving. Thank you to those who are in the background watching who did not want to say anything, or those who are driving, etc., etc. I appreciate every single one of you. So if you'll hit that thumbs up on your way out, if you want to, I really would appreciate it though. Thank you guys. Thank you for the super chat. Be Rich and Miss Sugar Gal. Thank you. I hope you and your husband are doing okay, and everything is going well with all of y'all bills and creative stuff that y'all do over there. So thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great one, guys. Okay. Trying to hit the end, but bye-bye.